And ahoy gamers, welcome back to Lord of the Rings Online, playing through as a hardcore Beorning on the maximum landscape difficulty. Today we're going to start in the Troll Shores. We've just picked up two quests from these scouts just here. One of them requires me to go to the southern Troll Shores, and the other one's a fellowship quest in the northern Troll Shores. So we're going to see how far we can get on, see how far we can get through the Troll Shores, I guess. This will be the first of probably, maybe, hopefully the only episode in the Troll Shores, because I wouldn't mind getting far to the east. So you've got Rivendell over here. Once you get to Rivendell, I want to be able to do this quest here, Refuge of Elves. There's a quest here from, this actual very quest here. We have to do, no, this one here, A Dangerous Road. We have to go to the Troll Shores, speak to Elrond, and he'll start a quest for us to try and seek out the shards of Narsil, which are all in Numinous, which is obviously in Evandin, which we finished last episode. We're going to keep taking out as many as possible. Hopefully we can do some mining as well. We do need some, prospector. We go to artisan here, refining, so we've got some dwarven ingots we can make here. So I think we can start picking up some dwarven ingots from this area here as well. So we've got a load of little random quests to pick up. And we'll see how well we can get through this zone. We'll head our way all the way to the northern Troll Shores. So the north Troll Shores. And Stable Master just here. Done some quests down south. Nothing really to know. These are all, should be all elite mobs, but these are all fellowship quests. Fair enough, I'm doing them and they're all grey. I'm just going to see. So they're all level 35, so I'm 9 levels above all these. Do I bother with them, or do I just keep going? I don't think I'm going to bother with them. I'm just going to head straight to Rivendell. So I'm going to cancel all these. And we're going to head straight through to Rivendell. And we'll see you. I'm going to keep this one quest here, because I have to head to Rivendell for this one anyway. We're just going to head to Rivendell. Hand in all the quests. Well, by that I mean hand in this one quest. Pick up this quest from Aragorn. Then we'll hopefully create Narsil in this episode. When with creating Narsil, I'll probably be speaking and talking through the quest. Doing it slow time, so we'll see you when you get to Rivendell. For you lore fans out here, here is something that's quite interesting. You may recognise these trolls, well you probably won't recognise these trolls, from the story of The Hobbit. You've got the 3 trolls that try and eat the Fellowship, well, not the Fellowship because it's different, but yeah, in The Hobbit the trolls that try and eat the companions making their way through. It's just here, in the Northern Troll Shores, so you can see them. It's pretty cool. Right, to Rivendell. As we continue the sightseeing tour, this is the ford of Beorning, which is actually where the Nazgul get washed away in the film as they're chasing Frodo. So they're running very quickly, like galloping all the way to the east, heading towards Rivendell, and the flood of water comes from that way, washing the Nazgul to the south, all the way down this river. Well, probably not all the way down the river, but down the river at least. So, sightseeing tour over. See you in Rivendell. Here we have the entrance to Rivendell. There's the last homely home right there. Waterfall going over the top. You got some fords. You got, I think the forges are like over there, or the stables at least there. You've got really pretty place. This place has been like, I think it's been changed a couple of times, or at least it looks different, very different from when this game first came out. It's absolutely stunning now. The last homely home just looks so cool. Yeah, so we're going to make our way in. I think this is one of the routes the Fellowship take to leave. Well, this is the only route Fellowship would have taken. She wouldn't have gone north towards the Misty Mountains. This would have... No, maybe they would have. No, they would try to go for the Redhorn Pass. Redhorn Pass is here, to the south. So they would have travelled through this road on their journey. But yeah, beautiful vista, beautiful place. And here we are. There's some guest rooms to the south of Rivendell. Here we are. So there's Legolas, there's the cool guy Gimli, and here is Aragorn. I've walked many roads in my life, and I will walk many more before this is through. So you've got a number of quests here. So you've got Dangerous Road. Let's hand this quest in. So what have you got for us? So you've got a momentous decision, the troubles of Rivendell and Golodir and Angmar. So momentous decision. What's this quest here? I have borne this broken blade for many years off me on. I think this is the quest. always unused, for these are the shards of Narsil. Yes, Narsil, the sword wielded by Elendil of the Westerners in the battle before the Black Gate of Mordor. The sword that broke beneath him in battle with Sauron upon the slopes of Oroduin. Though Gil-galad had fallen and Elendil was slain, two still stood against the might of Sauron of that fell tower. Isildur, the son of the king, and Elrond, half-elven, herald of Gil-galad. It was with the hilt shard of Narsil that Isildur cut the one ring from Sauron's finger, and the power of the Dark Lord was broken. The light of Narsil was extinguished, but its shards came again to the north, through Isildur himself. Never returned from the Gladden fields, the shards have been passed from father to son in his line for years beyond count, but the sword has never been remade. The old victories did not last for Othnion, and the shadow has returned. We have need of Narsil's light once more. The blade must be reforged. Speak of Hemeldir at the forges here in Rivendell, in the northwest corner of the Vale, and tell him of my decision. I would have him know that Narsil is to be remade. We will probably come back here and grab these quests some other time, because this is a quest for 44. This requires us, I think, to go to Angmar, so we'll probably be skipping a lot of the story quest. However, or we could just skip Angmar completely, because we're just playing the game. We could just skip Angmar completely, and I think in a level's time we can go to Moria anyway. So this is going to be very much a chilled out episode. I won't be doing very much combat, I'll just be doing this one quest to regain Narsil. Let's head north towards the forges. Over this broken tree. Pretty cool broken tree. Obviously you need to be careful I don't accidentally walk off the edge. So we've got two quests to hand in. Monumentous Decision, which is further to the north, and then this one here. Boar-Tooth Dagger, which I think we can actually make it. We get dagger from down here. We do get dagger, yes. Not very good, but it's better than nothing. And we can just head north from here, can't we? Yes, I guess we can just... Okay, there's a bridge there. I was going to say we could just jump over. Well, we might be able to get over that. It's about climbing up the... I don't think we're going to climb up that on the other side. It's very picturesque of Rivendell, that's for sure. And then here's the stables. So we wanted to get to the stables so we can then get the stable master so we can travel.
What can I do for you?
And far range, and there we go.
How can I be of service?
So we've got the stable master, so wherever we go, we can just fast travel up and about. Towards the north of here as well, you've also got the Enten Moors. So I don't actually know the physical way of getting to the Enten Moors. So I know Enten Moors are to the north of Troll Shores, but I don't think there's a way to physically walk there. You have to like teleport there. The Enten Moors would be cool. If we did some PvMP, that would be interesting on this account. Obviously, if I die, I'm gone. This character's gone, so I wouldn't really want to risk it that much. But PvMP is something I would really like to do. I don't know how busy it is anymore. I think I said in the previous episode, I was working on a character that was doing PvMP, which is also this game's PvP, only to see if we can do max level. I didn't get very far with that because there wasn't much PvMP going on. Right, it's this quest. Narsil is to be reforged. My heart would be filled with joy at this news, friend, for Aragorn and for all of Middle-earth, if it were possible. The shards were kept a while in Imladris for safekeeping, and I often gazed upon them. It is with sadness I must tell you, reforging the sword may not be possible. Its history is known to me, long and storied as it is, but I will tell you only the portion that causes me of grief. Of old, elves of the house of Feanor crafted numerous wonders. Items of great power and beauty. Among these were the Slifera, adamants possessed of the light of the stars. The dwarf smith Telchar used one of these stones in the creation of Narsil, and this word, it was that caused the blade to glow with a silver light when wielded in battle. All of these stones, I guess these are stones, were lost during the long centuries since the forge of Narsil. Without such a stone to use in the reforging, sword would never achieve the greatness it once had. I'm sorry, but this news to Aragorn. Bring this news to Aragorn with sorrow. Back to Aragorn we go. And we are back to give the bad news to Aragorn. Momentous decision. You have returned from speaking of Hemeldir. What did he have to say about reforging of Narsil? I see. He is a fine smith, but he shares the dour outlook of his people. If he needs a stone to reforge the sword of Elendil, we will find him a stone.
Greetings.
So you now need to... A man called Estelle. When I was very young, my father Arathor was slain by orcs and my mother brought me here to stay in Rivendell. I was called Estelle by my mother, Gilrain, and by all those who dwelt in the Vale, and I rode far afield seeking adventure with the sons of Elrond. I consider him my father as much as Eladan and Ella here. At the age of 20, Lord Elrond took me aside and told me my true name and of my heritage, that I descended in the unbroken line of Elendil of old. He gave to me the ring of Barahir and the shards of Narsil, but he withheld the scepter of Enuminus, saying I had to earn it. He withheld too another treasure, but I will not speak of that. Soon afterwards, I went in search of a gem, which with Narsil might be reforged. Yes, I knew then of the ancient gems, and of the need of one. But I was young, and I did not pass the test that was set before me. The time had not come for Narsil's remaking. I need to go to speak to Elrond. Okay. We'll see you outside Elrond's house. We are now here at the last homely house. Where's a quester? Is that anything to do with me? I noticed this little icon on it. Oh, a chapter further adventures of the Abandons. That is one of the extended story missions. I think you actually go to the Lonely Mountain and you try and retake it. So you follow the story of the Hobbit with that quest, from what I remember. So in the last home now, we need to find Elrond. Elrond is... He could either be in Elrond's Hall or he could be upstairs. But he's not going to be in Elrond's Hall, is he? Oh, they've changed this. So this all used to be individual instances. So that made finding places really difficult because there's all these different instances that came off this one room. That's really good. I'm so happy they changed this, because you'd have like a quest marker somewhere in here somewhere on the map, and because they're all connected by instances, Elrond can literally be anywhere. And he's not on this floor, is he? He's going to be maybe in this room here. No, this is Bilbo's room. He's not going to be in Bilbo's room, is he? That'd just be weird. So I might struggle to find him now. Is he in this one here? No, that's where I came from. That's his Elrond's Hall. I always had problems finding Elrond in here, I'm going to be honest. He's not going to be in the East Porch. I think he might be up another one. And what's this one here? Okay, that cannot be opened, is it? He's not. I swear he's normally in here, in his library. Is his library? Would help if I can click it. Yeah, he's normally in his library. Yes, he is. Good. He's on my mini-map now. So you used to just... There's no corridor there. You used to just go straight through the instance, straight into this library. Here is Elrond himself. Refuge of the Elves. Yeah, just hand this in. Why not? And here we are. Aragorn has travelled many roads since its early failure in the tomb of his great ancestor. What would Gwyndef make of him now, I wonder? You look puzzled, young one. I do not despair. I will explain my words to you and give him counsel, for whom I once called Estelle. Aragorn came to us when he was only 2 years of age. His father Arathor, having been slain by the arrows of the orcs, Gilrath feared of her child's safety and brought him to Imladris, seeking to keep the fact of his birth from the eyes of the enemy. I bade Gilrath keeping his true name and lineage secret, and she called him instead of Estelle or Hope. When he reached 20 years of age, I saw that he had come early to manhood, and I gave to him knowledge of his lineage and the name his father had given him, Aragorn, a strong name, full of hope was he on that day. But he soon would be laid low with love from above his station. For walking in the woods near sunset of the next day, he encountered Arwen, my daughter, and was stricken with love for her. I do not know why they went to Enuminus, but I always believed he made the journey to prove himself. He proved himself he was worthy of love and such a maid. He went to the ancient city, long deserted in the company of my sons, and Kelenglad, a ranger that came at times to Lambadris. The ranger did not return from Aragorn's journey to the city of his fathers, and when I next saw Aragorn, the experience had left its mark upon him. I turned to Aragorn and tell him that I agree that the time has come to for Narsil to be reforged, and I will give it a new name. Andruil, Flame of the West. We will have need of its light before the end. Right, back to Aragon. This is going to be this one hell of a fetch quest. And here we are back with Aragon, city of his fathers.
Greetings.
I'm glad that Master Elrond agrees with my decision, for his counsel is near to my heart. It is true that I journeyed in my youth to Numinous, the city of my fathers. Even then, it had stood empty for years, but it was once the shining jewel of my people, and I desired to see it with my own eyes. I thought too that if I recovered the gems that lay within Numinous, the only one of the stones to remain in this bend of the world, I might reforge Narsil and prove myself worthy of the fate to which I had been born. Eladan and Erahir accompanied me on the journey to Evendim, and a kingsman, a fellow ranger also. He had sworn an oath to my father and renewed it in my name before he departed. Much of the city had already been reclaimed by the waters of the lake, even when we arrived, and I despaired of finding the gem within the flooded tomb where it lay. But lo, the maiden Gwendef, which is his mother, appeared before us and charged with me a task to prove my worthiness of recovering the gem. My youthfulness betrayed me. Though I had the form of a man, I did not wisdom or experience, and the maiden found me wanting. The gem was not to be mine that day. When I stood before the flooded passages of Elendil's empty tomb on the outskirts of Numinous, I believed it right that Narsil be reforged. I could not understand why the maiden refused me access to the gem. Now I believe I understand.
Greetings.
Now I need to go and remain. I have to now take this to the ranger. Long years have passed, and I have not seen the ranger since that day. He did not return with me. He had become enamored with the maiden and the lake, and chose to remain behind. I offered to free him from his oath to me, but he refused, saying, "You are my lord and have power over me. But I ask that you allow me to remain here. I will keep watch over the city and safeguard the lake until such time as you return. In this way, I will uphold my oath." The ranger has remained in Tynedor ever since. I would rejoice to speak with him again, but preparations are underway for a journey of great danger and importance, more important even than the reforging of Narsil, and I cannot journey to Numinous. But you, my friend, you can bring to the ranger my words and tell him that you have now, that we now have true need for the gem, where once we did not. Bring this letter to the ranger, and remember that you act in my stead. You are my agent in Tynedor, an island on the eastern shore of Lake Evendim, well, the lake in Evendim, and we speak with one voice. Always remember that respect cannot be bought, but must be earned. Do not undervalue it, and we shall yet see Andruil forged from the shards of Narsil. Awesome. So you have to now travel all the way back to Lake Evendim, which I believe we can actually fast travel there, because we already have... Yeah, we can fast travel there. We're here in Tynedor.
How can I
What
be of service?
is that you have there? A letter from Aragon? Let me see it. What is it you call yourself? Rothmorn? I am sorry, but this note is not enough. Tomb robbers have plundered the vaults and tombs of Numinous, seeking to despoil the heritage of the Dunedain. This cannot be a forgery intended to relax our guard. Nay, I'm afraid, I cannot trust the words of this letter. How am I to know you are true? Deeds, not words, matter to me. I have done a lot here, actually.
Greetings.
You put me in a difficult situation, Rothmorn. I cannot, in good conscience, help you without first administering a test of your character. But if you are indeed sent by Aragon, and any delay in an affront to my lord, I will not make this decision alone. Render your aid to the rest of my brethren. Once they are satisfied that you are indeed a good character and do not have villainous motives, I will consider your petition once more. You will find my fellow rangers here at Tynedor. If, however, you prove false, I will have to cast you into the lake with any of your tomb robbing friends that I catch. I've done a lot of quests here. They should all know exactly who I am. So what's this first quest over here? So who am I talking to here? This guy. Okay. So I need to take out a load of bats. So I'm not going to read this. This is just one of the side quests. So these little side quests here, I'm not going to read. We're going to do them. Just
Would you do something for me?
Okay. And then one more quest is over here on the eastern side. Do this quest. Once we return, we'll jump back in. And we've done all of the side quests. There's a lot of them, to be quite honest. Took us around a fair bit of the map, mainly to the north here. We had to go to Barad Rath and this town here, Ostherion. So we had to do a lot of running around. So loyalty's proof.
What can I do for you?
I have heard from my brethren, Rothmers, and they are satisfied that you are who you say you are. I apologise for my mistrust, but you cannot be too careful of strangers in these dark days, no matter whose letters they claim to carry. I will help you acquire the gem for my Lord Aragon, but the power to do so does not lie with me. I must journey to speak with the maiden, and I think it best that I alone make that journey.
What do you need?
Many years have passed since I first beheld the maiden, the Blue Lady of the Lake, but on that day I resolved to do anything in my power to preserve her peace and the safety of the lake she loved. My duties here are twofold. Oaths folding on oaths, For I swore an oath to Aragon in his youth, the vow I swore to his father, to uphold the line of Elendil, using all of my strength. The protection of the maiden and the lake also serves this oath, for the maiden is the protector of the gem. Long has she maintained the flood that keeps the stone safe from the robbers and plunderers. True-hearted she is, but slow to trust. She shares that in common with the Dunedain. I must speak with her alone, but the work of keeping Evandin safe will not stand for the delay caused by my journey to her. I would have you travel northeast to Osten-Forond, in Tyre Fornchel, and offer your aid to a friend of the Rangers, Robin Dunkley. He is our ally against those who plunder Annuminus. I will send word to Robin when I have returned from my meeting with the maiden. So it looks like we're being palmed off to do another quest to the northeast, another quest hub. So we'll see what this guy has to say to us. And here we are with Robin Dunkley.
I'm sorry.
You've come from the Ranger. I'm very glad to hear it. For friends of the Rangers are fewer now than they were of old. There's no shortage of trouble among the hills, and it seems that more and more of these ruffians appear every day. If you don't turn them out of Evendim, they're sure to plunder every last relic that remains from the height of the old kingdom. That would be a real shame if you ask me.
I don't know.
Life is hard in the hills, Rothmers, and some of the folk who live here at this ruin have begun dealing with the robbers in order to better their fortunes. It pains me to say this, but even now in these ruins you can find relics stolen from Annuminus. We should return these relics to the Rangers of Tynedor. It's the right thing to do. You can find a chest full of stolen artifacts among the tents on the highest levels of the ruins, north of here. Please understand that the folk of the ruins who trade with the robbers are not bad people. Their desperation makes them unfriendly and more willing to compromise their values. But I do not want you to hurt them. Carry the chest to the Rangers in Tynedor to the southwest and avoid the unfriendly men of the ruins. They will find other means of sustaining themselves if this is easy. But reprehensible road is closed to them. Be sure to speak with Astiel when you have delivered the chest. So they apparently have to run from these ruins up here. This is the reason why I really dislike doing the Shire. It's because the Shire, just double check my volumes. It seems really low. Probably pump them. Use the volume up a little bit. Yeah, so the Shire there's a lot of quests like this where you have to transport something from one location to another. And there really is just time wasting. So here we go. Chest of relics. I believe, okay, we have to be human form for it. We have to carry these relics all the way back to Tynedor. So we have to avoid being seen by unfriendly men. So I don't know what unfriendly men actually means, but we have to run all the way down there. I'm guessing unfriendly men are probably just... Oh, there's an unfriendly man there. So I don't know what the range is like on their vision. We might be okay jumping around here. Yeah, we're fine. And once we get out of these ruins, there's an unfriendly man there, but we can go just around it to the right. And once we get out of the ruins, it should be relatively easy. We just have to run all the way over there. And it's only a short journey, he says. And here we are returning these relics back to the Men of Tynedor.
What do you need?
Now, guess what? We're going to have to run all the way back. I didn't read that quest. I'm sure it's nothing too important. He's concerned by the presence of the stolen relics. Fine. I'm sure we didn't miss much there. We're going to now travel all the way back to talk back to Robin. I did look how long this quest chain is, and we are actually only halfway through. There are some other quests we have to do later on. There's not much combat in it. And it doesn't really matter for the moment, I guess. The quest does go up to level 40, so we'll do some harder quests later on. But as it stands, it's just a long, kind of epic quest. Is this what they call it? Yeah, sure. It's an epic quest line, sure. So once we talk to Robin, then we've got how many quests? This one now, quest number 8. So we'd have 11 more quests to do to finish this. But it's a good quest line. I'm quite enjoying it so far. I like the fact that we're getting so involved with the lore of, obviously, Lord of the Rings. So Robin Dunkley, welcome back, Rothmers. I trust that you have delivered the chest of stolen relics. Excellent. But enough dilly-dallying. While you were gone, I heard that a group of robbers transporting relics from the islands ran into a spot of trouble with the bears of the hills. Isn't that wonderful? Apparently, they had hoped to give Tynedor a wide berth, and had circled far to the east in a great loop, but they went too far and stumbled upon the bears at Nan Ogron. What bad luck. Bad for them, but good for us, Rothmers. Now to go claim some more, so it's just to the northeast of here. We can now turn into a bear and go and see some more bears. This is going to be unbearable, this quest. Some nice bear-on-bear action. Oh, that's a shame. We found the corpse of the robbers. Oh, that's a shame. Well, hopefully we can get the relics back. There it is. We've got the relics. So now, back to Robin, believe it or not. Relics were only just here to the east, so it's not too far. You can still see, we can almost still see Robin in the distance. And we're back with Robin Dunkley. This statuary is very interesting, Rothmers, and very old. I wonder how many pieces of this statue have already been claimed by robbers. If we can assemble the complete statue, I know the ranger and the others would be very pleased. I expect the robbers that prowl these hills are carrying more pieces of this broken statue. Rothmers, if you can recover more of these fragments, I might be able to reassemble it. Wouldn't that be something? I expect the ranger and the rest of the rangers would be so pleased. Look to robbers among the hills and take statue pieces from them. Rothmers, you're most likely to find only small pieces on these robbers, but one or two might carry larger pieces. The villains have established a camp of sorts to the west, in the river on the island of Rantost in the lake. You might find larger pieces of the statue there. Where's this Rantost they talk about? Okay, over here. Yeah, we'll head west. It makes sense because there is another quest we can do up here anyway, and we'll see how many statue pieces we can get. So we need, all in all, 16 statue pieces. We return to Robin. Let's see what we've got here.
I'm sorry, did you need
very
something?
good, Rothmers. Very good indeed. It doesn't look like all of these belong to the statue. I'm trying to put back together, but I think I have enough of them that I can make a good start of it. Do you know? I think this might be a statue of Elendil. I wonder where it once stood. Perhaps it shall stand there again someday. There is troubling talk about this ruin, my friend. Stay, and I'll tell you of it.
Might I take
A hunter by the name of Nat Rapkins. What a name. Or Napkins is slightly better. Often travels far to the northwest, crossing the cold waters of the Evan Rills that feed into the lake, and conducts his hunts in this area up here. Nat is a woodsman of no small skill. and should have returned by now. His family have overcome with concern. I do not want to say anything to them about it, but I heard a terrible howling along the shore last evening. It had been driven from my mind with all of our doings against the tomb robbers. But now, I wonder if those dreadful howls had something to do with poor Nate. If you would journey northwest to the northernmost tip of the lake and cross the Evanrills, there to search for Nat Rapkins, or Rat Napkins as I'm going to call him now, Mr. Napkins, I would greatly appreciate it. He has been gone for far too long, and I fear what end he may have found. He is sure to be remained in sight of the lake, if that was within his power, so do not stray too far from it. Now I need to find Mr. Napkins way up to the north. No, Mr. Oh, there's a really cool waterfall here. No, Mr. Napkins.
I don't know
You there.
anything, I'm sure.
I attacked by these creatures, terrible creatures. Take my pack, bring it to the ruins. Take his pack all the way back to the ruins. And be careful of these creatures, these right here. I'm going to leave them because I don't really want to. I think they actually do have a knockback and a great fall from a distance. I'm probably going to die. So I'm going to run away. Valiantly run away, of course. I do have my cooldown on my teleport to Evandin, so I'm probably going to do that because it's a long way to run. And Mr. Rob, I found Mr. Napkin. I was afraid you would return with such news, Rothmion. Nat was a good hunter, well liked by the people here, and will be missed. I will return the pack to his family and give them these sad tidings. You say he spoke of these, they're kind of like hill people, hill things. I'm not going to pronounce that. Yes, I feared as much. They have always been a danger to those who find themselves in the wilds. I'm going to call this place the wilds. But it has been many years since last they proved so bold. Something must be done.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but
I do not know what made these animals choose the life they lead, whether it's to be fascination with the form of a wolf or some other reason, but I do know that they have become entirely evil. These men wear wolfskin cloaks and bedek. Don't know what that word is. Bedeck themselves with ornaments fashioned from bloody teeth and fangs, and it is said that they move with unbelievable speed and attack with strength beyond that of normal men. Nat must be avenged, Rothmion, and these people taught not to attack the people who live around the lake. Journey northwest into the wilds and defeat some of these evil men. Return to me some of their weapons as well, that I may destroy them. So we now have to go all the way up here and take out a load of these wild men. We're back to Robin.
can't you leave
These
me to
claws
my
fill me with
misery?
dread, Rothmion. These animals are cruel indeed to hunt their own kin like with these. For kin we are. Despite the beast hides they wear and the blood thirst they possess, I hope that Nat has found peace. And I thank you for avenging his memory. I have nearly finished remaking the statue of Elendil. From the pieces you brought to me, Rothmion, I do not have all the missing fragments, but some other adventurers are helping me search the camps of the tomb robbers for the pieces that still remain. But that is not what I must speak with you about. I have received word from the ranger. He has returned from his meeting with the Blue Lady of the Lake.
I'm sorry to
The ranger
trouble
wants you to return to him at
help
once,
me?
so he may tell you of his meeting with the Blue Lady. Do not delay, Rothmion. You have been a great help to me and have done much good for the people of this ruin. I hope to see you again, but for now you should return to Tinader and speak with the ranger. And I shall return. And here we are returning back to the ranger. Okay, let's make sure I'm not on that fire. Word from the ranger.
How can I
I'm
be of
glad to
service?
see you again, Rothmion, and to know that you have not been idle while I journeyed. Robin spoke of the aid you rendered, and I believe that the people of the ruin are better for your service. I've spoken with the maiden about acquiring the gem for Aragon, but she is not satisfied with what I have told her of you. She wants to meet you herself.
What do you need?
The maiden has agreed to speak with you, Rothmion. But do not misunderstand. She will only allow us to recover the gem if she believes that you are worthy of her trust and that Aragon is ready for the burden that awaits him. She did not hesitate to debunk him when he and I encountered her almost 60 years ago. I have no doubt that she would do so again if it was in her mind. Speak to her with respect and do not seek to hide anything from her. The Blue Lady has lived in these lands for years uncounted, and she had patience only for the kings of Annuminus. It is said that Elendil consulted her often on various matters, and she grieved his passing. She lives in a cave in the western part of the wildlands, behind a clear waterfall that pours from the heights and feeds a shady pool at the Russiandale. You will need to circle the lake, for the pool is tucked among the hills on the far side of the lake. It will be a long journey for Russiandale. It's on the far side of the lake, west and slightly south even of Tinadur and Tyrunian. Wow, that's a long way to go. Huh. What's the quickest way to get there? I think probably there and swim across. But it's probably going to be up on top of a mountain of some sort, so we might have to go here and make our way down. I think going to the northern part of the going to Eve's Spire and making our way down is probably the best
What
bet.
do you need?
This looks like it could be the location we need. Oh, we just finished a deed as well to find all of the random places in Evendim. Nice. Right, so this says there's a quest here. Is it actually through here? It is. Awesome. So we're now in Gwyndevrod. Gwyndevrond? Yeah, Gwyndevrond makes sense. This is pretty cool. I have no idea what this is all. Well, I do know roughly what this is all about. This is like the Lady of the Lake, who will give us what we need to reforge the sword. But this is so cool. I never even knew this place existed. If I'm going to be completely honest, never knew whatsoever. I was a friend of the kings of old. Can you say that?
Mind my words,
You are the messenger from Aragon, son of Arathor, lord of the Dunedain. You speak with his voice, and he shall be judged by yours, messenger, for he chose you as his agent. If there is much of Elendil in him, I do not doubt that Aragon, son of Arathor, will be found worthy. If there is not, the Silither will remain where it has lain for centuries. Before he went away to his doom, Elendil often spoke with me besides the lake. We would walk among these reeds and speak of his kingdom, and he would treat me with the grace and respect. It is for the memory of the great Elendil that I maintain the lake and protect the relics of his line. At the behest of Amlaeth, the last king to sit enthroned in Annuminus, I permitted the waters of the lake to wash over the walls of the city, and the treasures of the proud Elendil now sleep soundly in the watery half-lit. The adamant you seek, the gem, that passed from Gilgalad to Elendil, and his line through the safekeeping of Sirdan the shipwright, cannot be reclaimed without my permission. It was the will of Amlaeth that the gem be kept safe, even from those of Elendil's line, for fear that its light would be wasted unduly or the stone be taken by the enemy. The islands of Tyrunian have been overrun by salamanders, corrupted beasts that singe the grasses and taint the waters of the lake. Swim northeast to the island in the centre of the lake and defeat the salamanders you find there. Perhaps when you return, I will have proof of worthiness of Aragon, son of Arathor, through his messenger. Now, we have to annihilate a load of salamanders. Now, where do you have to go for that? Just up here. Not too far. Not too far at all. We are returning back to the maid after we decimated the number of salamanders. You have defeated some salamanders that lurk now on the island. There are many who would do such a thing when asked. Why should this prove worthy of what you seek, or prove Aragon has grown since I last saw him? You told me to. Just tell me what you need me to do. Did you see the statues of the noble Elendil that stand upon the island, messenger? One of them has been corrupted by the vile salamanders, tainted with the dread Ichor or Ichor, and the other has been removed from its pedestal. The statue itself has been lost. If you can restore both of the statues, I may be able to more readily judge your worth and the worthiness of Aragorn, son of Arathor, when both statues of the mighty Elendil once more stand untroubled on the southwest and southeast shores of the island. I will speak with you again on this matter. You will need a cleansing drought of some kind to restore the statue of the salamanders that have ruined. Elves have come to the Evespire, far to the north and east of Rushendale, where the stream flows into the lake. They may prepare such a drought for you. I do not know where you will find the missing statue. Perhaps the scavengers of Ostforond have seized it. Okay, so we have to now find the missing statue and get the missing, and restore the other statue. Does it tell me I have to go to each? Yeah, I have to go to each individual location. This should be the first part of the quest where you have to get the drought. So the corrupted statue. You've come from the maiden. She does not often pass the waterfall that covers the entrance of our home, but I have seen her beneath the trees now and then. I know too of the great respect she bore for the kings of Venuminus, and that they bore for her. It is said that the last king of the city asked her to raise the waters of the lake over the walls, but I do not know why he would ask such a thing. You seek a potion that will cleanse stone of the corruption of the salamanders. I can give you such a potion to you. Take it to the island and use it to restore the statue to which you speak. I have no need for thanks. It is enough to have a refreshingly brief conversation with someone new. Longbar, this guy, is slow of speech in nature of his kind, and my other companion does not have the patience. This elf down here does not have the patience she once had for my mischief, though that is her to her credit. Thank you for the item we need. Now we can now run away and go to the ruins. So we can go to Tinada, then I can take a horse to the ruins. And here's Mr. Robin Rothmere. I had not thought to see you again so soon, but I am glad indeed to have been mistaken. In point of fact, it seems that a fortuitous wind has brought you here to me on this day, for I have good news. I have finished remaking the statue of Elendil you brought to me in pieces. You say that you have come, you say that you know where once the statue had come? How wonderful. You would do well to return it to its rightful place, Rothmere. I will give you the statue and trust to bring it to the pedestal on which it once stood. The island, you say? Very well. Go carefully, and let us set right what the robbers of Evendim have despoiled. So that's both of the items we need for the statues. So let's make our way back to the island.
What can I do for you?
Here is the very first pedestal. We're now on the ruined island, or the island of Ruinen. I can't pronounce places in Lord of the Rings. I can't pronounce names either. That's the first statue done. It was pretty small, considering that it was very small. That's one statue down. The other statue is just to the southwest. And here's the corrupted statue. So this statue is slightly bigger. And now to return back to the maiden, which is all the way over there. And we're back to the maiden. Now what's she got for us this time?
Mind my words, Charlie.
You have restored both statues of fair Elendil. Messenger, I am pleased with your doings. Perhaps Aragorn, son of Arathor, chose well when he sent you with his request. The rangers spoke well of you, and he has always been true. I was always a friend to the kings of old, and I will not betray the trust they placed in me or the respect they bore for me. There is one final test, Messenger. If you are able to meet my last request, I will allow you access to the tomb of Elendil and the stone. Surely the Lord of the Dunedain has prepared you for this test. If he has not, it must be that he has learnt nothing since last I saw of him. I will not surrender the stone to you. Listen well, Messenger. Elendil never returned from the wars to which he marched in the south, but the stone came by various keepers to Valendil, his heir, who placed it in the deepest chamber of the tomb. I wished often that the body of Elendil might be brought to rest in Venuminus, but it was not to be. When the Dunedain abandoned the city, Amlaeth spoke to me as the kings were wont to do. As the king's word, maiden, he asked, long have you aided the line of the kings descended unbroken from noble Elendil. The counsel was true, and the respect we bear for you unquenchable. I fear that Arnor cannot stand divided. There are too few of us left to hold Anumnus. We will move the people to Fornos in the east, and hope we can survive the dangerous days that lie before us. 'Tis said that you have the gift of foresight. I beseech you, maiden, to give me an answer. Will Arnor survive the days ahead? I will tell you the rest of the tale if you are able to satisfy my final demand, the demand that Aragorn could not. I ask you to give me that which I value the most. If you cannot, the gem will remain forever out of your reach, and out of the reach of Aragorn, son of Arathorn. Give me that which I value most, messenger, and I will tell you what I beheld for the king and the lines of kings. So give her what she desires the most. Give me what I desire the most, and I will tell you the rest of my concerning tale. What does she desire the most? Is there a quest location? Does she desire me to kneel to her? That was it. that was completely out of the blue. You have given the maiden what she desires the most, respect.
Do not
You are
trouble
no
me,
mere
Tolkien, it is
messenger.
not urgent.
Tell me your name. Welcome at last to my home, Rothmere. Your time among the Dunedain has not been wasted, and I see that Aragorn made his choice of agents with care. He has indeed learnt much since I beheld him deep within the tomb of noble Elendil. He was young then, and did not understand the greatest gift of all, the gift of Elendil, and his line gave sparingly, if at all, the gift of respect. I told you I would finish the tale of Amlaeth and the gem, and I will do so. Amlaeth asked me if Arnor would survive the coming darkness, and I told him what I saw. Your kingdom will fall, Amlaeth. King and son of kings, I said to him. I cannot see what misfortune awaits you at Fornos, but my heart tells me that if you bring the gem from Anumnos, it will come to unknown paths, to rest beneath the deepest ocean. He received these sad tidings with grace, and after a moment appeared to strengthen his resolve. My kingdom may be already lost, maiden, but I would ask you one last favour. Raise the waters of the lake over the walls of the city and flood and allow the flood to preserve what treasures remain here. The gem will stay here. It lies at the bottom of the tomb of Elendil. None shall disturb its rest until one of my line has need of it beyond all hope. You shall be its caretaker. Fair maiden, if you will accept this duty. It was done. As Amlaeth requested, when the last of his people had left the city, I raised the waters and drowned the city beneath the deluge. So it has remained for hundreds of years. Return now to the ranger, Rothmere, and tell him that I will lower the waters of the flood to allow access to the deepest chambers of the tomb of Elendil. Aragorn will have his gem. Looks like I'm back to the ranger in Tindua. Back in a sec. Here we return. Back to the ranger.
Greetings.
You have returned, Rothmere. What is the maiden's decision?
What do you need?
Of course, new items. That's actually better than what I've got. Anyway, the maiden has agreed to lower the floodwaters in the tomb of Elendil. I am filled with amazement, Rothmere, that you are able to accomplish such a wonder. I do not know what you will find in the freshly unflooded portion of the tomb. It might be the best to bring allies with you. I fear that the tomb robbers that prowl Evendim will take advantage of the maiden's decision. Long have the waters prevented them from gaining access to the lowest levels of Elendil's tomb. Now that this barrier will be gone, the robbers will rush to seize what treasures they may. One such band is led by Idella Cryptbreaker, a notorious robber, and she will not remain idle with the promise of riches unclaimed. Gather allies and speak with me when you are ready to journey to the tomb, and I will show you inside. Confront Idella if you find her within the tomb and reclaim the gem for Lord Aragorn. That I can do. I will go. Are you ready to journey to the tomb? I hope you have gathered allies for the Crypt Breaker is sure to be making her way into the deepest chambers with the rest of her band. I don't need a fellowship. I'm a Beorning. Beornings don't need fellowships. They are the fellowship.
The one thing Gwyneth desired most has earned passage into the tomb of Elendil, the resting place of the last Silthar. But with the lowering of the floods, robbers and thieves have taken the opportunity to plunder the tomb.
So I've been speaking for ages. Got to mute my mic. Been speaking this entire time. So that's going to be very boring for you guys. Just lots of us running around. That's fine. That is fine. So just saying that I'm looking forward to getting to level 45 so we can start Moria. So obviously I enjoy Moria. I've never actually... I finished Moria once. By finished, I got to level 55 or whatever level it was. I ran out the eastern door into Lothran. Enough is enough. Okay, an extra share for those that can get the treasure off this man. So I was saying that I don't know what the Kurglims are. Like, they're weird fish people. Very weird fish people. Another tomb robbing sneak. There we go. This is a really cool looking place. Here's Mrs Crickbreaker. Where is it? It's not here. I was told that it would be here. A stone of value beyond your dreams, she said. Who said? Who said? She. I only know one lady. No matter. I still turn a profit if I kill you and sell your belongings to Osforond. Forod. There's no N in it. Right. There is the maiden. Hello, fair maiden. Hail, Rothmjorn. You have done well to come this far into the darkness, but the stone is no longer here. Listen well, for I will tell you where it lies now. The stone you seek once bathed this room in golden light. Okay, where is it now then? The floodwaters of the lake carried the stone to deep caverns. I will show you the way if you follow. I will follow, just point me in the right direction, and I will go. I am but an obedient servant. Just don't like walking through a place where I can't see. You'll find the stone you seek for this passage, but heed my words with care. I'm heeding them. Do not wake Noragul. Okay, what is Noragul? It may be slow to waken, but if you go now and hope the memory of great Elendil smiles upon you. It may be slow to waken, but it is a creature of hate and will destroy you if it can. Okay. Do not waken the weird creature thing. I don't know what the creature is, but do not waken whatever it is. This place is very fleshy. This is actually a cool looking zone. Yeah, there's more enraged Kurglims. Once again, I don't know what these are. These weird fish things. And put here on myself just in cases. And another fishy. So if I hover over them, what does it say they are? It says they are beast. Okay, I guess they're beast-like. This is quite a big instance, actually. This is probably longer than some of the other instances I've done, which kind of makes sense. This is like an epic quest line. And there we go, another one down. Let's just gather all these up, so we've got our AoE ready. Heal on myself. And now we can start AoEing. Amazing. Let's not let you eat your friend. That's a little bit disgusting. And I can't stop that, so I'm just going to tank whatever you do to me. It looks like this is a cool cavern. I think that that looks like that's the big beastie. One guy there called Crack Skull, and another one there called, well, that's the big turtle, Noragul. So it's slow and waking. Well, at the moment I'm very slow and waking. 15-second knockdown. It's a long knockdown. I'm glad that I've got a lot of ability to tank. So they used to take all the damage there for the whole 15 seconds. Mr. Crack Skull down here. That looks like that's the thing we need. Right. Let's jump down here. hurt my leg straight away. Right, Mr. Cracked Skull. What have you got? Death to the intruders. I don't think this is going to be too much of an issue. He has only got 8,000 health. Just as long as he doesn't alarm. Death to the intruders. Okay, yep, fine. Don't wake up Mr. Noragul though. He's going to wake him up, isn't he? He is. 17,000 health. Enormous total shell seems to absorb most damage dealt. Okay, he was just eating. Yum, yum, yum. That was the gem there. So the gem is now gone. So you now have the gem inside you. So, how do I break your shell? I'm doing little to no damage to you. Okay, he's got a load of spawn. That's fine. Put another heal on myself. Okay, I've taken care of all his spawn. I guess we just keep killing his... We are doing very little damage to him. Stop that. Okay, he managed to do that attack. Never mind. I guess if we just keep this up, he will eventually die. Just it's going to take a very long time. There's probably a way we're meant to do this. Let's take out his little one first. Interrupt that ground pound. Looks like I couldn't interrupt that ground pound. I guess as I can't actually get through his shell. That's probably why I couldn't get through that ground pound to interrupt it. So what do I do? Enormous shell. Okay, it just absorbs damage. So I'm trying to think if there's any particular thing we can do here. I guess not. We'll just keep tanking him and just hope for the best. Let's do an AoE again. Okay, taking more of his spawn out. Keep spamming with my bees. So how do you scare some bees? You get boobies. Ground pound. Okay, done a little bit. Trying to stop him from doing those ground pounds. Yeah, okay, this is definitely a thrilling fight. There must be some form of mechanic here that I'm missing. So I'm just having to brute force it, which is fine. But hey, he's almost down. Well, I say almost down. He's got what percentage of health has he got left? Well, he's got nearly 50% health left. As long as I keep spamming bees on him, he should be fine. Is there anything to do with the waters? Can I get him into the water? Because there are ramps up and down. I guess that's if you get knocked off. You've got that to come back up. It does seem just a bit weird that I have to just tank him and do loads of damage. Like, why would it? If I was on level. So this is designed for level 40. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is designed for level 40. You've got a whole team here. I'm 4 levels above. I'm extremely overpowered because I'm a Beorning. If you had a full team of 40s, you would really struggle. I don't think you'll struggle, but this wouldn't be a fun fight. Let's just take out stop him from doing ground pound. Let's put the bees back on him. Can we get you? Okay, that's... Can't fight that one because he thinks I'm exploiting. Can we attack this one down? No, that one thinks I'm exploiting as well. So if it's had anything to do with the spawn of his ads, and you have to take out X amount of his ads to make him weaker, that's impossible because 2 of them go into the anti-exploit mode. And yeah, they respawn and they instantly go straight back into anti-exploit mode. So with that in mind, if that's the mechanic, that you have to kill so many of those, that the mechanic itself is broken. That's a little bit, I think the devs might need to have a look at that. They probably won't touch it. This is old content, very old content. But that's interesting to see. All they would need to do is just spawn a little bit closer rather than spawning on the edge. Just, yeah, just move the spawn point because all the other ones have spawned completely fine. But I think this is the perk, or single perk, going through some really old content. This was in the base game. So this is ancient, this quest. Very much ancient. I'm just going to keep hitting him anyway. He's almost down. He's only got 2,000 health left. That's it only. Still going to take a bit of a beating. Stop his round pound. And puts the bees on him. And then hopefully he'll just be stung to death. 900 HP, 600 HP. It's going well. 300. And he's down. Awesome. I have to talk to the maiden. She's probably like, oh, you should have done this to make it easier. You told me not to wake him. Well, I had no choice. I will bring the gem to the ranger, for I wish to speak with him again. You have done well to defeat the turtle. I have taken the gem and we will deliver it to the ranger. Return to him for the tale of your adventure. I will show you the way by hidden paths back to the surface. Leave this place, Rothmere. The gem must come safely to the surface, and I will speak to the ranger before I return to my home. And here we are, back here. Hello, Mr. Ranger. Tomb of Elendil.
What do you need?
I want the cloak, that's for sure. You have emerged from the darkness, Rothmere, and have truly made an old man glad to see this day. The light of Narsil shall be kindled once again. The maiden appeared shortly before your return and gave me the gem. To see such a wonder return from out of the mists of history fills me with amazement.
How can I be of service?
By reclaiming the last of the gems, you have now done what Aragon sent you here to do. And along the way, you have made yourself a great help to those that live along the shores of the lake. I am sorry to see you go, but go you must. Narsil is to be reforged. Return to once at Rivendell. Pass the east and deliver the gem to Aragon. The time has come at last for the blades that was broken to be remade. It's a long way to go. Let's have a look at what this... Because I care. Oh, a lot of loot dropped in that fight actually. Loads of these two-handed clubs. They're not any good, but loads of them dropped. Let's see if this is any... Oh, the cloak looks rubbish. Oh, that's a shame. That's a big shame. Never mind. Right, back to Rivendell. Aragon, we are back. Last of the Siliphair.
Greetings.
You return from out of the wild, Rothmere, and my heart rejoices to see you. Unless my eyes are very much mistaken, you have passed the challenges of the maiden and returned, bearing the last of the gems.
Greetings.
The time has come, Rothmere. Narsil will be reforged. Will you accompany me to the forges? The work will take some time, but I would have you there at... Do you mind? He looks really cool, but do you mind? We're having a moment. But I would have you there at Andril's making. Speak with me when your affairs are in order, and we can walk together. You have anything good here? I think I've already had a look here. There's actually nothing really that good. So we're just gonna take these. Oh, we can't take anything yet, can we? No, we need to actually finish the quest. Do I recognise any of those maps? No, I do not. They don't help at all. Right, let's go, bro. Let us walk to the forges, Rothmere. It will be some time before the sword is completed, and we can take in the air while the elfsmiths of Elrond work their craft. He looks very stubborn there. He's ready for a fight.
The time of Isildur's heir is at hand. With the recovery of the last Silithar, Elrond has commanded that the light of Narsil, which cut the One Ring from the hand of Sauron, be renewed and rekindled as Andril, the flame of the West.
So, thank you, Mr. Narrator. Aragon, are you ready, Rothmere? The air tonight fills full of promise, and I have resolved to leave any doubts I have behind. For me, for Narsil to be reforged this night feels unreal to me, as if I will wake the house of the Elrond and find this has all been a dream. It is time, my friend. Let us see how goes the forging. I had to walk. I know I've got a command to walk somewhere, but I can't remember what the command button is. Or the toggle. I'm so close to level 45 as well. If I get to level 45, we can go straight to Moria. There's Hemeldir. It's Frodo Baggins. Nice. Frodo's here. The original G, the OG. Nice to see Frodo. Arwen, who looks a bit worse for wear. You have my greetings, Aragorn, son of Arathor, Lord of the Dunedain. Many years have passed since I gave unto you the shards of Narsil, heirloom of your line. This night we will see its light rekindled. The blade. You might have come to get me, Dunedain. I didn't think the sword would be ready until tomorrow. Hello, Bilbo. Hello, Frodo. That's how I think he says, speaks to Frodo. Hello, Uncle. Well, haven't missed anything song-worthy yet, have I? Didn't know Bilbo was here. If you will stop with your chattering, Bilbo Baggins, perhaps you'll have your question answered. Look, Hemeldir has something to say. I've broken it! Oh, for long hours we've toiled over the fire, hot and metal cup. The new blade has been beaten from the shards of Narsil. The last of the gems has given the blade the glow it had of old. The work is nearly finished. This is pretty cool. No rush then. Just keep, you know, take your time. Go on, Elrond. Lord Elrond, it is ready. Come on, Aragorn. This blade is called Anduin. It is forged from the shards of Narsil and it is from the springs. It will take with it honour. It looks a bit sad. From the ashes, a fire is awoken. Behold, Anduril, flame of the west. I thank you, my friends. The blade that was broken has been remade. It will take time, more than... okay. Come on, Gandalf. Stop talking so fast. A time for some cheer, perhaps, but not to excess. Dark dangers press upon us. Evil stirs. But Gandalf, the sword of the kings has been remade. I have to talk really quickly here. That has to count for something, surely. You are right, Frodo. I am sorry. I did not mean to be gloomy. I am Gandalf the Gloomy, after all. It is true that our roads wind into danger, but I rejoice that I walk them with friends. Do not despair, my friends. We will brave the storm clouds on the horizon.
Greetings.
And I can barely believe that Narsil has been remade, but the feel of Anduril in my hands quells my doubt. This night has been long in coming, Rothmere, and I marvel at it. Let us return to the house of Elrond. Many are the friends that wait within, and I would show them Anduril, that they may know what has been done this night. Sorry, I really struggled to read that last part there. Look at that little ninja. Shadow Ghosts, Pouchy the Burning Bird. Cool name. This is the last quest.
Greetings.
My heart tells me that... Let's check what I want now. My heart tells me that Gandalf speaks truth. Does it give me hope? No, it doesn't. Gandalf speaks truth, Rothmere. It will take more than a sword. Even a sword was well crafted and with such lineage as Anduril to fight the will of the enemy. But I know this as well. We will do what we must, no matter the cost. We will stand opposed to all who threaten the safety of Middle-earth, and will not rest until the enemy is laid low, and my people restored to safety and to plenty. You are wondering why I did not tell you what it was that the maiden was seeking. That is hardly a riddle, Rothmion. When I journeyed with the ranger to claim the gem these long years ago, the maiden turned aside with the rebuke that I was not ready for the sword to be reforged. Indeed, I was not. How might events have been different if I retrieved it at that young age? How might events have changed if Amlaeth had taken it with him to Fornost? We cannot see the ends of every road, Rothmion. I withheld that information from you, for I believed that if time was truly ripe, if Narsil was supposed to be reforged, you would know for what the maiden asked without me telling you. It seems that on this matter, at least, I have been proven correct. Rejoice, Rothmion. Dark days may lie ahead, but we will face them, now with the light of Anduin before us and friends at our backs. And that now concludes the saga of us getting Narsil reforged. And that will end us today's episode. Next week's episode will be us starting through Moria. We're going to do the last few levels, or the last level of this, 44 to 45, doing a skirmish. Once the skirmish is over, we'll just go straight into doing the intro into Moria. So if you've made it this far, thank you much for watching, and see you in the next episode of the Hardcore Road of Rothmion. Have a wonderful day, and peace out.